This is Karen with newclevelandradio.net. It is a Tuesday, September 24th, the last Tuesday of the month. And guess what? It's time for What in the World with Paul Seaburn and his sidekick, John DiNallo, also noted as the Cleveland Guardians.
Yes, yes. Hey, what a great intro. Thank you so much, Karen. It's me, Paul Seaburn, your host of What in the World, everybody's favorite weird news podcast. Real news, sometimes strange, always funny. That's our motto. We're here every week on some day, normally normally on
Yeah.
Tuesdays. Our regular listeners know at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Today it's Wednesday. Um, a dreary day in Northeast Ohio, which is where all of us are. And I'll introduce all of us in a minute. But I want to thank everybody for joining us on at newclevelandradio.net. That's our platform. You can also find us on YouTube, and I always recommend that you definitely visit us on YouTube because we have um, photographs that go along with the stories that we'll be talking about. So so please join us there. Or find me on Facebook. I'll show you what other links you can go to. Go to newclevelandradio.net, same thing there. Go to my website, what is it? paulseaburn.com. Oh, there it is. Karen's got it on the screen.
All right, it's good. Very good.
Yeah, I can't remember all these things anymore at my advanced stage. So those of you who are watching, if you're watching live or on YouTube, you may not recognize me because I got new glasses. In fact, I splashed water on them just as we came live here, so I had to clean them off. My wife said that she was tired of looking at me in the same glasses for 20 years. So I've never changed my frame. So I finally found some frames I thought I liked. She definitely liked them. So she's been putting up with them. She's hated them for 20 years. I already hate these and I've only worn them for a week. But I'll get used to them, right?
Paul, you have to do that. Yeah, that sounds like
That's exactly
something you have
right.
to
So
do.
let's introduce everybody here. The first voice you heard, of course, is our producer, Karen Hale, the media mogul at newclevelandradio.net. She is also the owner of Yes I Can Coaching with Karen, which is our sponsor. Go to newclevelandradio.net and you'll find all of the great um, podcasts that Karen produces on a wide variety of subjects, completely different from What in the World. So it's worth it just to go and see the variety that she has. And if you need coaching services, again, check out Yes I Can Coaching with Karen. You'll be glad you did.
And I
The
don't
other,
coach the Guardians.
what's that?
I don't coach the Guardians.
Oh, no, thank goodness. No offense, but
Well, that's the way
their
of putting it, I
manager's
guess.
doing quite well, as all of their coaches and most of their players too. So
Right.
when we need sports information, speaking of sports and speaking of the Guardians, we turn to the other voice you hear, and that is my old buddy from college, John DiNallo, co-host and the host of What in the World of Sports with John DiNallo. So hey, John, how are you?
Hey, Paul, Karen, and audience, I'm great. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, and there's another Guardians game this evening against the Detroit Tigers, and team couldn't be doing any better. They're tied for first in their division and have a legitimate chance to be the division winners based on what happens for the next several days. So, go Guardians.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Everybody knows we talk a little bit about Cleveland sports. I do want to mention the Cleveland Browns, who won on Sunday as well, with 2 seconds to go. A real nail biter, a nail biting 3 minutes of the game. The rest of it was pretty boring. But
That's exactly right, Paul. That was really an exciting finish, and congratulations to the team and the kicker.
yeah, and they won. So that's the main thing. They won. Okay, so let's. You didn't tune in to hear about the Browns and the Guardians. You tuned in to hear the weird news from around the world. We get our news from around the country, around the world, around the universe sometimes. So and I think we may have some of that around the universe stuff today. So let's check this out, John. What do we got here? We've got a bike ride with your teeth from Saudi Arabia. Oh,
Yep.
you've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like it. So we'll be talking about that. Three
Okay.
people, also on the dental subject, three people who hope that their dentist didn't miss any cavities. This story comes from California. Actually, not their dentist, but somebody else's dentist who had an impression on their lives. So it's a funny story. I know that sounds weird, but it really is a funny story. Also on the sports side, a running story that will make your feet hurt just listening to it. Um, John's not a big runner. I am. It made my feet hurt, but John, yours will hurt too.
Looking forward to it, Paul.
This was from Spain. Also, this was a fun story on Facebook. A raccoon with a problem, a big problem in Kentucky. And John, we haven't talked about these guys in a while, but something that will make Bigfoot and Mothman smile. This is a story that comes from Missouri, and I hope it makes everybody else out there smile too.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, we got some more odd news. We've got world record. We've got trivia. John's got a weird sport for us, and then we'll play everybody's weird news game. Bluff the co-host. I am getting a call from Karen Hale, which it seems strange here. Let's see what we got here. Hello. Oh no. So, do you think we're recording? No kidding. I know. I saw your face. I did see you freeze up. Do you want to try again? Restart? Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Bye. Okay. We're not on the air, John. I don't know if you noticed, but her face froze. Well,
No, I didn't see that, but she just disappeared off my screen.
Then she disappeared, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Now
I
it
noticed
says,
that she froze. So.
yeah, I got a little note here saying meeting is now streaming live on YouTube, though.
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay. Okay, it was then. So
click
okay.
on that if you want to get rid of it. There should be a place to click on it, and that'll make it disappear.
Yeah, okay. I just did. All right.
So yeah, so that's what's been going around here, and then of course Donna's getting ready for this surgery. So,
yeah, hope that's gonna go okay. Wow.
yeah, she got my neighbor. Speaking of sports and running, my neighbor is the sports director in Independence. She teaches swimming, and no, in Seven Hills. I'm sorry, in Seven Hills. Yeah, she had Seven Hills on her shirt.
Okay.
So she's a marathoner. She's 60 years old. She just qualified for Boston again. I don't know how many she's won Boston. Yeah. So so Donna's looking for a scooter. You know, those kneelers, that scooter that you kneel on.
Yeah.
People used to rent them. There was a place in Parma right near where I live that would rent scooters, rent all kind of stuff. So she's been trying to find places that rent them. Nobody rents anymore because it's too expensive. It's too much of a pain in the ass because they have to completely disinfect it when it comes back and make sure everything's.
It's a whole process, obviously. Huh? Yeah.
Right. So then she posted on our local neighborhood Facebook page that she was looking for one, and the marathoner had one that someone gave her. A person at a medical supply company gave it to her when she needed it 4 years ago. So Donna's now either the fourth or fifth person who's used this scooter. That's how cool. And it's the Cadillac of scooters. You know, it's got a brake, it's all kind of adjustment.
Okay.
Real smooth running. So
oh boy.
Yeah. So we'll see. So that's next Thursday. So we got stuff coming up. You know, we got our big family picnic in like a week and a half after she has the surgery. So
it's gonna be after the surgery then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But we got the a play at the at the theater. That thank God we don't have our balcony seats anymore. We got seats on the floor, so there's no stairs.
Are you this is what theater? Is this downtown? Is this in the?
Yeah, this is, I think the show is at the Palace.
Okay.
Oh, there's Karen again. Hello? Really? That's, um, okay. Wow. Sure. No, I was gonna say, so you haven't changed anything since the last time you know. Um, and you do have internet, but you can't. Okay. So it says you have internet. Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Do you use a VPN? Okay. Because when since I've been using a VPN, if my VPN goes down, if it doesn't start up right, a lot of times the my mail won't work and Facebook won't work, and I bring up the VPN and everything works fine again.
Mm.
What about God, let's see, what else could you try? So um but your browser does your browser come up? Obviously, if you're looking at email, your browser comes up. So this is a second computer's not working? Uses a different browser. Oh, okay. Have you did you do diagnostics on your link? And it comes up fine, of course. Wow, that's wow. Restore on the on your browser. Okay. Have you did you do all I hate to sound simplistic, but did you do all do you clear cache and clear your cookies and all that stuff?
Hmm.
I would are you on Windows? Oh, okay. What's your browser? Chrome, okay. The three dots up in the corner underneath the X. Oh, you click on those, and then it's yeah, delete browsing data. Right, that's what it. Next, okay. I didn't. I do it so often, I don't even know what it said anymore.
Hey, not to be funny. What if
I know,
Karen?
yeah,
What if Karen
yeah,
just turned her computer off and on?
yeah,
Did you do that? I had to bring that up. That's all I know.
yeah. Yeah, that should happen instantaneously unless you have an awful lot of stuff out there.
Mm.
Boy, no kidding. Now what else? Yeah, that's another one. Try something that you're not normally on. Wow. On the phone. Well, we're having trouble. That's why I'm on the phone. Okay. Technical difficulties, right? Oh no, we don't need Donna's help on this one. No. Sorry, John.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Wow. I would, since you cleared everything out, I would, down yeah, turn off the browser and turn it back on again.
Yeah, maybe it'll help.
The other thing, have you updated Chrome lately? Yeah, okay. Okay. I don't even remember how to force it. I think there must be something here to force. I don't need, I do the same thing. If it comes up and it says there's a new Chrome, I just take it because it's not like Windows. It's pretty safe. Wow. So Rich has a different browser. What does he use? DuckDuckGo? Oh, Bing? No, not Bing. That's the search engine. Yeah, it's not Explore. Yeah. And that didn't work either. Now that's strange. That's strange. So you got something else going on. And you restarted the computer. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it didn't come back with any of your tabs that you had open. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Ah, wow. So maybe back on, John.
Okay, good.
So
Good.
hang on. Oh, look at
Oh, there
this.
we go. All right.
That's a good sign. We can see, okay, you're blank.
I'm blank right now.
Okay,
Oh,
we got your
second.
voice coming through. Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm going to my video and it's not letting me join.
No.
So you know what you guys can do? I'll be quiet on this end and just do the show without me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Yeah, all right.
So
just
you
watch
want
it.
Not preferred though, but
we're gonna start from the beginning.
Well, the problem is wait a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say, uh, um, I wonder if there's something wrong with your camera. If that needs to be that sounds like you're not completely restarting. Well, you are the host now. That's what it says to me. Did you see anything on your screen, John?
No, all I see now is that little icon that was up that said New Cleveland Radio is gone.
Yeah,
And, you're on
it's
there
just the
and
two of us.
just two of us, right? Yeah. Because at one point we at least had that little icon up saying
Yeah.
New Cleveland Radio with Karen Hale.
Hi, Annette. We
Oh,
see you.
sorry.
She wants to know what's going on. I said, well, I didn't really have a comment yet. We're
You
gonna.
know as much as we do, Annette. Probably more.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
That could be, but it concerns me more that you're not able to get all the stuff up and running on your computer. That's not linked to whether you have internet or not. That's a different problem. If I were
Okay,
diagnosed
the
with this,
icon's back on my screen.
yeah, and now Karen's the host again.
Now, let me see if I can get myself in there.
Oh,
there
there
you
you are.
go.
All right,
Okay.
sure. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to keep quiet though, and I'll let you guys do the talking.
Okay,
Just in
so
case it's my camera.
okay. So
And
what are
we're
we
at
gonna
the begin. We're at the beginning.
wait, let me hang up here. So I
Okay.
only have one voice in my ear.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
so
So
you want to
we're at the
we're going to
beginning.
start.
We are on YouTube. Hi, everybody. If you're confused, we're having internet problems.
Okay.
However, this is What in the World with Paul Seaburn. And Paul, take it away because we're recording.
Okay. All right. Well, yes. That we are live. No, we're on YouTube. We're recording for the What in the World podcast. I'm not normally the person who does the intro, but I will do the best I can to get to the point where I actually feel more comfortable. New Cleveland, we are What in the World, everybody's favorite weird news podcast, real news, sometimes strange, always funny. That's our motto. We are on the newclevelandradio.net platform. And normally, the media mogul at newclevelandradio.net, Karen Hale, is doing this introduction and letting us know what's going on. Because of technical difficulties, we've restarted the podcast, and now I'm the host, and I'm taking over. Next, I'm going to be taking over the world, so be prepared for that.
Uh-oh. We're all in trouble then.
There you go. That other voice that's in your ear over there is, I'm going to step out of the screen for a second here and right back in again after I close my door. The other voice is my old buddy, John DiNallo, co-host of New Cleveland of What in the World, the host of What in the World of Sports, and all around good guy. John, how are you today?
Oh, pretty well, Paul. Looking forward to the Guardians continuing their march to win the division title. They're tied with the Tigers, playing the Tigers tonight and tomorrow night, and then wrapping up with the Rangers and having a legitimate chance to become the Central Division winners again. So that would
There
be
you go. Yeah.
outstanding.
Exciting time for sports fans in Cleveland. The Browns won on Sunday in a nail biter for about 3 minutes of the at the end of the game. The rest of it was pretty boring, low scoring game. Great defense as always, which is what Cleveland is known for. So we hope that when we get back together again next week, A, the technical difficulties are gone, Karen is back, and B, we can talk about the Guardians being in the playoffs and the Browns winning us another game. Let's see. I hope I didn't jinx anybody there.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
There you go. Okay. If you want, please visit us on YouTube. We have plenty of photos and that go along with our stories. So it's always good to go there and check out what we're talking about, as well as our elaborate and detailed explanations. go to my website, paulseaburn.com, and you find out about other links to the audio portions of the podcast. Also, a link to my new book, What Would You Say to a Naked Space Alien? Always a fun read about my favorite alien encounter stories. Now, let's see. What are we going to be talking about today? That's what you really want to know. Let's see. No political news, no business news, no bad news. Just good news, good fun news stories from around the world, around the universe. Starting with a bike ride you take with your teeth in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, you'll love this, John. And then 3 people who are also concerned about teeth for a different reason, similar but different in California. A running story, another sports story, running story that will make your feet hurt. This is I'm a runner. This story made my feet hurt, so it'll make yours feel too. That's all I'm going to say. A raccoon with a problem in Kentucky. This is a fun story. I posted it on Facebook. I'll mention if you want to find out more information about the show or about me, check me out on Facebook. Please follow me. I have I like to post test some of the stories during the week, so you get a sneak preview of what we might be talking about on the upcoming shows, and test out some of the jokes. This was really a popular story on Facebook, and we love talking. I am also the editor and head writer at mysteriousuniverse.org, and welcome to all the people who have come as a result of the link on their website. I do more paranormal stories on Mysterious Universe, but occasionally I like to talk about the unusual UFO stories, but also Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and all those other great cryptids. I've got stories that will make this week a story that will make Bigfoot and Mothman and the Loch Ness Monster and the Jersey Devil, 4 of them, 4, count them, 4 cryptids, all smile. They'll love this story, and I hope you do too. Then we got some more odd news. We've got more world records. We've got trivia. John's got another strange sport. So let's get right to it with and then before I forget, oh my God, at the end of the show we play Bluff the Co-Host, everybody's favorite weird news game. So stick around for that. All right, let's see. So far, no technical difficulties here. So let's get right into it and see. Oh, I wonder if I can bring up the photos. Let's do that. There we go. Okay, so we've got our photos. Super. There's our What in the World logo. Here's a picture of my book. There we go. What would you say to a naked space alien? Available on Amazon, which is the only place where fine books are sold. So that's where you want to go to get it. Archaeologist. This is an archaeology story. I love those. Digging at the site of a Roman amphitheater, but not in Rome or in Italy, but in Serbia, which was also part of the Roman Empire way back.
Sure.
They found evidence that gladiators fought bears at this amphitheater. Here's a mosaic from one of these amphitheaters showing gladiator fighting a bear. So they're proving that this happened in quite a few places. Some things never change though, John. The bears were always heavily favored. But somehow they managed to lose in the last second.
They were faded.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they need a kicker. So anyway, they're planning a movie about this story. Another gladiator movie. But Russell Crowe, the gladiator guy, he already turned down playing either the gladiator or the bear. He says he doesn't want to have anything to do with
either or. Right.
Between the matches, this is you would expect that the Bears were allowed one trip to the woods. So, we all know what they were doing out there.
Enough said.
Yeah. So, John, they found a bear skeleton at this amphitheater. That's how they knew that the bears were part of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And the skeleton showed signs of being in a fight with a human. What kind of signs, you may ask? It had a black eye, it had a bloody nose, and it was holding its shin where the gladiator kicked him.
Oh, jeez.
So obviously these gladiators fought dirty. Hey, John, by the way, you got your globe over there. Do you know where Serbia is?
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show everyone where Serbia is. We're in Europe here, and Serbia is right near Yugoslavia. It's right here. It's right here.
Yugoslavia. So that's in Europe. It's not a
No, it's in Europe. Yes.
Middle Eastern
Yes.
country. Okay,
No, no,
great.
no.
Serbia.
Yeah.
Super.
Or yes.
So
Mhm.
this amphitheater dated back to 300 AD or 300 CE, if you use that terminology.
Okay.
Yeah, they could tell that it was that old because the refreshment stand sold make your own hot dogs, which
That's a
came with a
telltale
live
sign there,
pig.
Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how much you had to work, John. It came with a live pig.
Oh, wow.
Wait till you hear this. They even had an early Budweiser stand there. They were selling this Old Testament beer called, get ready, Burning Bush.
Oh.
There we go. That one deserved the horn, everybody. I
Yeah.
can hear you all groaning out there.
Well deserved horn on that one, Paul. For sure.
I sorry about that, John. It's
That's
okay.
okay, Paul.
Let's.
Okay.
I don't patronize me, John. You don't need to boost my ego. I already have a huge ego, anyways.
Well, that's a way of saying it. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, John loves those world records, and I've got a world record here, bunch of world records. So let's get to the first one. So this is this guy, the biker. He's in Saudi Arabia. His name is Ahmed Othman, and he just broke the Guinness World Record for the greatest distance riding a motorcycle and doing a wheelie while the handlebars are being held by his mouth. Okay, they got.
Oh my gosh! You got a picture of this?
There's a picture. Yeah, there you can see the handlebars in his mouth. He's on a wheelie. His hands are stuck out to his side, and the handlebars are in his mouth mid wheelie. How far did he go? He went 984 feet 3 inches on one wheel with the handlebars in his mouth. This now.
That almost Paul. That almost defies gravity and a description. Quite honestly,
it does. Yeah, it definitely defies gravity. I agree with that. This is a special bike. It's not a bike you can get anywhere. It's called a Kawasaki.
Get the horn out for that one.
Now, before each attempt, he's done this before. Before each attempt, he goes to his hygienist and he gets his teeth wheelie cleaned. See, I should have saved the horn for that one, John. But
I think it deserves a horn, Paul. I think give it a whirl there. Give it a whirl.
He learned. Wait. Here's another one. He learned everything he knows about riding from his father, Papa Wheelie. There we go.
This is an entertaining story, Paul. This is very entertaining.
It gets better, John. But this got me thinking. I'm not a motorcycle rider. I did ride bicycles. I could never do a wheelie. I tried, but I ended up doing a folly or a groundy, never a wheelie.
No, geez.
John, could you do a wheelie?
Many, many years ago, back in the day, yes, I was able to do it. Yes, many, many years ago.
Well, we probably did it on a banana bike. Remember banana bikes?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah, definitely.
That look like motorcycles. Here's a picture of one here.
Sure.
This is the original banana bike for you kids out there. It was called the Stingray from Schwinn.
Okay. Yeah.
This bike.
Sure.
It was inspired by kids in California on 20-inch bikes. This was smaller than the 20-inch bike. And they would put ape handlebars. They were called ape hanger handlebars on them, a banana seat, and a sissy bar in the back. So they were modifying them, and Schwinn says these kids look like they're having a good time, and everybody else in the world should have one too. So they came out with the Stingray, and it sold like crazy. They were everywhere back when we were kids.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
In Civil War times. I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute. That didn't seem right.
Those handlebars, they call them ape hanger handlebars because their height, they used to use them on motorcycles. They were way up in the air. The handles themselves made your hands go way up in the air, so you look like you were a monkey or a gorilla hanging
Yeah.
from a tree. That's why they call them ape hangers. And the name stuck in the 40s and 50s when the outlaw bikers were using them on their motorcycles. When you did this to your motorcycle, that's all you had to do was put those handlebars on, and you went from being a motorcycle rider to a rebel without a cause. Just like that, that's all it took for people to be afraid of you as a Hell's Angel kind of biker. The sissy bar, which is at the other end behind the banana seat, was called that because it functioned as a back seat, kind of a protection. So that they made fun of people who had them, but it was also if you were riding with your girlfriend, so she wouldn't fall off when when you hit a bump or did a wheelie or saw somebody else you wanted to pick up.
You covered all the bases there, Paul.
Covered all three of them. That's right. So but now there's some controversy about that because some people don't like the word sissy. So they said that it was a modification of the word sister, and it was called a sister bar, referring to the slang term for a woman or your girlfriend, your sister, because nobody rides on a motorcycle with their sister behind them. So it had to be a girlfriend.
That sounds pretty plausible if you ask me.
I think so, yeah. Now the banana seat, just in general, was huge because if you were an ape with the ape hanger bars, you had a big butt to begin with. So now this bike made it easy to do wheelies. I can remember my sister had one of them. We always used to do wheelies on that bike. Also easy to fall on your butt. So
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Comes
it was
to the
not
territory. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of those kids don't try this at home kind of things. Okay.
Right.
Let's move on. So here's another world record. You will not believe this one. So the guy's name is Christian Roberto Lopez Rodriguez. Obviously a Spanish name. That's where he's from, Spain. He broke his own record. So he's already owned this record for the fastest 100 meters backwards in high heels. Got that? In high heels. Here's a picture of him running backwards in high heels. You have to take my word for it because he's not moving, but he's running backwards in high heels. He did the reverse dash in blue high heels. 100 meters, John, 16.55 seconds. I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that forward. Yeah.
On first blush, like, why did he do this? Just on first blush, why did he do this?
And second blush and third blush too. Well, I don't. Let's see. I think I might get to that. Let's see. So it's he as fast as that is, it's still slower than you see women running when you're at a concert and they're going to the bathroom.
That is true. That is very true. Yes.
And they're turned around. They're doing it backwards because they want to see who's catching up to them. They want to get in there first. His nickname on the track where he used to train in these high heels running backwards is Usain Bolt.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, who runs backwards in high heels? He didn't give a reason for it, but I got a lot of comments on Facebook. People were saying that if Ginger Rogers was still around, what she would say is, well, big deal. I used to dance with Fred Astaire and do everything he did, but backwards and in high heels, which she did.
That is true also. Wow. Yeah.
You remember those movies?
Sure, sure.
She never ran the 100, but she lost my place there. She denies that she ever said that, by the way. She said she in subsequent interviews, she said that somebody misquoted her when she was saying she almost fell over going backwards in high heels and Fred Astaire caught her. But she swears she never said that. But it stuck, and if somebody mistook me for saying something as clever as that, I would have stuck with it. Now, I can remember back in, when I was going out for sports teams in grade school and high school, baseball, especially football, they would make you run backwards But I got cut from the football team because I was running backwards and I tripped over the 50-yard line. So I was not good at that. Chalk was thick on that 50-yard line.
Oh, I hear you.
So now here's another world record that proves women are better than men, beside this one right here. This lady's name is Esther Zombathely from Hungary. Yeah, Hungary's right near Serbia on your globe there, John, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Hungary is right here.
There you
Right
go.
here.
Okay.
It's right there. Okay.
But how far is it from Serbia? Like about,
Oh, it's a couple countries away.
oh, okay. A finger or two.
Yeah, yes. Put it in that term, right? In that term. Oh.
Okay. So Esther set a Guinness World, she's a champion ice skater from Hungary. She set a Guinness World Record when she performed, get ready for this, 136 rope skips in a single minute on ice skates on the ice. 136 times she jumped rope on the ice in under a minute. There's a big crowd there. Everybody at the rink cheered her on, except for the Zamboni driver.
Yeah, she put all those divots into the ice.
Sure. Oh man, she is chipping the heck out of that on the rink. I'd hate to be the Zamboni driver there.
Sure.
Speaking of which, she played hockey as well, and she got cut from the hockey team because she kept cutting the puck into little mini pucks every time she jumped up and down on it. Now, you may ask what she does when she's not doing all this. She actually works at a bar making crushed ice.
Well, go figure. Go figure that one, Paul. All right.
So John, this is when you need to say who comes up with ideas like this.
Yeah, whose idea was this, ladies, to do this? Whose idea was it?
If I saw rope on the ice, the first thing I would do is throw it to somebody who's not on the ice and ask them to pull me off because I don't know how to skate.
Well, right, yes. I'm right with you on that, Paul.
Yeah. I do think this should be what they do for penalties in hockey. Not only if it's a really severe penalty, not only do you have to go to the penalty box, but you have to skip rope for your whole 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. That would cut down on fighting, wouldn't it, John?
I think that'd be a great deterrent, Paul. Yes, it would be.
Have you ever ice skated by any chance?
Yes, but not well.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never been on ice skates. I have been on roller skates, but not on ice skates.
Yeah.
It's
a sport to master, obviously, but it's a good activity. Yeah. It's good activity. Yeah. Sure.
Definitely a good sport. Yeah. For both men and women. Okay. So this shows, this is another world record for dumb men. American circus performers. We're back in the United States. His name is Michael Radiff, Radiff. Michael Radiff is his name. He broke the world record for the heaviest weight held with your teeth while suspended upside down. Okay, you got that. He's hanging upside down from a steel cable. He lifted the world's heaviest weight with his teeth. How much did he lift? He hoisted 2 women and a man whose weight totaled 409 pounds. And he held them for 10 seconds in order to get the record.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Here's a picture of him putting the device in his mouth, and right next to it is him hanging from a steel cable. He's about to let go of the bar. There's a bar that he holds while the people get off the ground, and then he go for 10 seconds and holds them in his teeth. That's one scary mouth. The poor guy, he's never been French kissed because women find out what he does for a living. Right? Yeah, forget it. Yeah, you're not getting anywhere near my tongue.
That is amazing.
4 out of 5 dentists surveyed, by the way, said that they wouldn't work on this guy. They'd leave it for the 5th dentist because he's probably, if he's too dumb to recommend sugarless gum for his patients who too.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, he can do this. This guy is the only person in the world who pit bulls are afraid of. I blew that one there. You know, pit bulls are notorious for their strong jaws. They're afraid of
Sure, sure, sure.
his
Wow.
neck. Not only are his teeth strong, but he obviously they're hanging from his neck as well. His neck is so strong. If he was wearing a dress shirt one time and went to button the collar, and the button shot off and went right through a wall in front of him. This is so he had to work his way up to doing this. So he trains his jaw strength. He works on neck stabilization, and he also performs inverted core exercises. And by inverted core exercises, I mean he hangs upside down and does sit-ups. Now,
It's amazing. This is totally amazing to me. Wow.
again, sit-ups are really hard to do sitting on your butt on the gym floor. This
Sure.
guy hangs upside down and does sit-up. Lesbian gym teachers are in love with this guy. You know, we'll switch. This guy is great. So yeah, John, that's how he exercised. We can't see his stomach, but I'm sure he has a 12-pack, not a 6-pack.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
oh yeah, or a case.
He's had to train. He'd had to train for years to be able to do this. Obviously,
years. Yeah. It's unbelievable that people do these kinds of things. Okay, so now we guys get to redeem ourselves with this next story, because this is something we would never do.
Okay.
Very popular story on Facebook. The latest fashion trend for women in Japan. Okay, so that gives you a hint how weird it's going to be. From the Japanese brand Jenny Fax is the name of the brand. Is, get ready, panties you wear on your head as a hair accessory.
Oh boy.
Here's a picture. This lady it's basically a bow, with a clip on it, made out of a pair of black panties, and it's on the back of her head. It's not a dirty picture for those of you who are concerned that we've gone to the dark side on.
No, I don't think so. Not on this one.
No, we don't want to be censored. We don't want to be kicked off the air. This is a real thing. Panties made into a hair accessory in Japan. Now, John, you can vouch for this. If you see a guy with his underwear on his head, it usually means that he's a high school freshman and he's being picked on by the seniors.
Yeah, I think he's the subject of a prank. It appears to be, or would be. Yeah,
that's right. He's not wearing underwear on his head voluntarily.
No, I would think not. I would think not.
So they call this the panty ribbon bow. Panty ribbon bow is what it's called. And get ready for this. One of them cost $118 for one. Now these are fancy panties. For my non-discerning eye, I don't, they look fancy to me. So, if you're listening out there and you buy these, don't tell your father, because as soon as you tell your father they were $118, he will take them back and he'll go to Walmart, and for $10 he'll get you a pack of 3 panties plus a box of clips, all for under $10. So,
oh my Lord.
Now, not only do they have this, they also have the granny panty ribbon bow, the granny panty ribbon bow, which you can also wear as a shawl. So that gives you some.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
How big those granny panties are. I would ask Karen for her thoughts on this, but I have a feeling I know what she would say. So John, this reminded me of when we were kids. Regular listeners of the show know that John and I, we went to different grade schools, but we both went to a Catholic grade school with none. We were both altar boys, went to Catholic high school, went to Catholic college. So we're heavy duty Catholic, but we were back before they changed a lot of the rules in church. And one of the rules that we grew up with was that women had to wear something on their heads when they went into a church. You remember that, right?
Oh, I remember that clearly. Sure, exactly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a requirement. The church had that as a requirement. Sure.
That's right. So our moms and older women, would wear hats, right? They,
Sure.
or they would wear a shawl or something like that. But the worst thing that could happen is if they forgot. They forgot to wear a hat. What would they do? They'd reach into their purse and you would see them with a hanky pinned to their head, which qualified apparently. The Pope must have gave them dispensation on that. You could wear a hanky, or I can remember girls wearing a tissue, a Kleenex that they took out of their purse and pinned it to their head, so they had a head covering. And I guess that also qualified. Do you remember that?
I remember that. Yes, I do. Yes, yes, I do.
Now, I don't remember any of them pinning their panties to their head.
No, I'm going to go out on a limb on that one as well and say no. I never had seen that.
No,
Never.
no women were that desperate. I think if they reached that point where there was nothing in their purse and all that was left were their panties, they'd become an atheist. Just
Or they
forget
just
it.
wouldn't. They just wouldn't attend a church service. Let's put it that way. Right.
Now, this whole story reminded me of, I just saw this on a Facebook post, an interview with Jay Leno when he shared his favorite Rodney Dangerfield joke. So this is Jay Leno telling his favorite. He was a huge fan of Rodney Dangerfield, had him on his show a number of times. This is Jay Leno's favorite Rodney Dangerfield joke. He says, "Hey, my doctor told me to bring a stool sample, a urine sample, and a sperm sample. So I gave him my underwear. Hey, I get no respect."
That's funny, actually.
What a classic. What a classic.
Oh boy.
Classic joke from a classic comedian, Rodney Dangerfield. God bless him. Okay. All right, John. Here's one about your favorite world record holder. And you'll know it because you'll know who it is because it's an eating record. Who am I talking about?
Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. That's right. So Joey Chestnut, the greatest competitive eater of all time, set another record. This was at the World Eating Championship in Toronto when he ate 26.5 pounds of poutine in 10 minutes. 26.5 pounds of poutine in 10 minutes. Now, for those of you who don't know what it is, poutine is a Canadian dish. So the record book actually lists it as 23 pounds in Canadian poutine. But it's actually 26.5 pounds. He ate 53 boxes of poutine. So he had to eat them out of each individual box, which he found out later they included Happy Poutine toys in each one, which he didn't know. Yeah. And he should have known because the package says caution, choking hazard on the box.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
he thought they were referring to the poutine because you know what poutine is. It's French fries with cheese curds on them, covered with gravy. Not my favorite dish. John, have you ever had poutine?
Yes, I have.
Right.
It's very filling, as you can imagine. It's very, very filling. But
Filling. That's
yeah,
a good description. That's right, because I have had it as well. It is filling, and
sure.
it is kind of tasty. So Joey said that he told the media that it was easier than eating hot dogs to eat the poutine, but he was saying that because he didn't want to upset the Coney Island people, and they might not invite him back after setting other records. But that was not a world record. Believe it or not, 26.5 pounds in 10 minutes was not the world record. Joey owns the world record, 2019, 28 pounds in 10 minutes.
That's amazing. That's another amazing statistic.
The guy's unbelievable.
Sure.
So 28 pounds. Plenty of people have tried, but every single one of them, not only did they fail, but they found out that insurance does not cover poutine heart attacks. So,
well,
how
there's a
this
point
guy-
to that, I think.
Yeah, John, how does this guy survive eating so much food? He's not he's a not heavy set. He's a stocky. That's the word I was looking for. He's a stocky guy,
Right.
but certainly not overweight.
No, that definitely not.
Yeah.
And he's been doing competitive eating for so long, right? I mean, it's years and years that he's been doing this, if I have it right.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. Okay, so this is one of those dishes where people who like French fries say the cheese curds ruin it, and people who like cheese curds say the French fries ruin it, and people who like gravy just say pour on some more gravy. We don't care what's underneath.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one, Paul. That's a very good one.
That's how my mom used to get me to take medication. She'd hide it in gravy.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes.
I know. So eating stuff like this, you should have a nurse nearby, which leads us to our next story, and that comes from Kentucky. So there's this nurse. She's a registered nurse. Her name is Misty Combs, which is it sounds like an exotic dancer name. Misty Combs, our next dancer, Misty Combs. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. So Misty is a registered nurse at the Lecter County Health Department in Kentucky. She found a drunk, passed out raccoon in a trash bin next door to where she works, in the building next door. So how can you tell when a raccoon is drunk? He takes his mask off.
Oh,
wow. So the trash bin that she found the drunk raccoon in belongs to the Kentucky Mist Moonshine Distillery. Kentucky Mist Moonshine Distillery. Have you ever tasted moonshine, John?
I can honestly say I have not, Paul. I have not.
I can honestly say I have been offered moonshine back. In fact, back when we were in college, I was working at a warehouse, and one of the guys who worked there got some moonshine from a relative of his, and he offered a swig, a swig out of the jar to me, and I held it up to my nose, and it smelled like dry cleaner fluid.
I know what that smell is.
Did you know that smell?
I
think
yes.
I passed on that.
Sure.
I was going to put it on my shirt, because I had a spot from lunch, but he didn't want to waste a drop of it. So,
oh boy.
So what the nurse is doing in this picture, the raccoon is on his back, and she's giving him CPR. Believe it or not, she's doing chest compressions on the raccoon until it began breathing. And then once it began breathing, she took it to a vet. And the vet, the vet knew exactly what was wrong, what to do next, because the raccoon had a hangover. So what they did was they put it in a trash bin behind a Waffle House, and it felt much better after that.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Now, if I were these people, this what's it called, the Kentucky Mist, the moonshine people, I would capitalize on this. I'd come out with a limited edition version of their moonshine called Kentucky Mist Coonshine.
Oh yeah, right. Sure.
That. Yeah, put a little raccoon on the cover.
To recognize this experience, right?
Yeah. A little cartoon where the drunken, you have an X's instead of I's.
Right. Sure.
And then I was thinking, Sean, I think we saw the Moonshine Raccoons open for the Doobie Brothers back when we were in school. Do you remember that concert?
I'm going to have to draw on your memory on that one, Paul. I do not remember that.
No,
do not remember that.
Maybe okay. Maybe it's the Moonshine. So we haven't had a Bigfoot story in a long time. We haven't had I think we had a Loch Ness monster story. We haven't had a Jersey Devil or Mothman in quite a while. So I'm covering all four of them with this last story here.
Okay.
Yeah. So we talked to we mentioned that to our longtime fans and new fan, if you see something that would be of interest to the show, please send it in. Send it to me. If a link on Facebook, or some people actually have my mailing address. Some of you are in Cleveland, and so I got two things before we get into the story. One comes from longtime fans of the show, Shirley and Tim. They used to come when we did the show live at the donut shop. So they, John, are on the same tour you went on, the Snake River Cruise.
Oh, that was a great trip. Wow. Did they enjoy it? Did they enjoy the trip?
Oh, they're loving it. They're loving it. They're not back yet, but Shirley sent me some info from Oregon. She said that Oregon actually warns everyone that the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife is asking people not to shoot Bigfoot. So don't shoot Bigfoot. So I'm wondering, what do you do? If you see Bigfoot, do you get a rope and try to lasso him? Do you try to trip him or something? Um,
Or maybe contact the authorities. Maybe do that.
no, that's no fun.
Well, again,
My
just
idea, my idea is to go to the nearest store and get some Gorilla Glue and spread it on the ground, and maybe you can catch Bigfoot, like you catch mice with
oh
those.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
that's a possibility, I guess. Yeah.
So
Um,
she said that they also warn you that if you cross over into Washington State, right next to Oregon, or right below Oregon, or
yeah, just above Oregon,
above
right?
Oregon,
Yeah.
yeah. If you cross over into Washington, harming Bigfoot results in $1,000 fine and jail time. So you don't want to shoot. So I'm thinking if you're going to shoot Bigfoot, stay in Oregon and shoot over the line, because you just get a warning in Oregon. And if you're not standing in Washington, maybe you'll get away with it.
Wow.
They didn't say. Now the other, I also got a note in the mail from our friend Brian, who John and I both know. Brian lives in West Virginia. He's a big fan of Bigfoot and all the cryptids. To show how big cryptids are in West Virginia, he sent me this. I have to share it with John, so I'm keeping it until the next time I see John. It's a Bigfoot sticker, and it came from his wife, from Brian's wife, who works at the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine, which is now using Bigfoot as one of their mascots.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. He said he said to note that they made the sticker blurry on purpose.
Oh, there's something to that, I think.
Yeah, how about that? So thank you, Brian, for that. I will pass it on to
Oh
John next
yeah.
time I see him,
Yeah,
and we'll
thanks, Brian.
pass it back and forth. It's like the Stanley Cup. Whoever had the best Bigfoot story gets to keep it for the next week. So this story comes from Missouri, from St. Louis. The Clementine's ice cream chain in Missouri has unveiled the cryptid collection of flavors. The cryptid collection of flavors honors Bigfoot, Mothman, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Jersey Devil. So people are lining up to try all these 4 different flavors of ice cream. They said that they really like the other 3, but the Bigfoot cones give them blurred vision. So
not even cold brain. Yeah, a
yeah,
little bit more than even cold brain, right?
there you go. There you go. Now, one customer who tried the Mothman ice cream said that it was so hard when he bit into it, it knocked his bridge out. Now,
oh boy,
that's my first. I think that's the first Mothman joke I've ever written. So all the Mothman people will get that, because that's what Mothman did, knocked out the bridge down there. I hope he doesn't take a revenge on me for joking about him, but because John, you know this, we promote the Mothman Festival being held in West Virginia.
in West Virginia, sure.
Just last weekend, and they had record crowds, which I'm convinced they're due to us promoting it on What in the World. So I'll be
we've been a big help, I'm sure.
you better believe it. They also recommend that if you try the Loch Ness Monster ice cream, don't put the scoop into root beer to try to make a float, because like the Loch Ness Monster, it'll immediately sink to the bottom and you'll never see it again. So, nothing on the Jersey Devil ice cream.
Oh, okay.
My guess, I would get it with a side of Devil's Food cake.
Well, that
right?
would seem to make
Doesn't that
sense.
taste good? Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. Sure.
So the picture that I have up here, you can't read what the stuff tastes like. I want to tell you. So the Bigfoot ice cream is actually non-dairy. I know Bigfoot's lactose intolerant, but it's a non-dairy blend of chocolate and coconut laced with smoke and studded with roast almonds and marshmallows. So they really put some time into coming up with
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that sound good to you, by the way?
Yeah, it does, as a matter of fact.
Okay, how about this one? Loch Ness Monster is white espresso ice cream with salted caramel streaks.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. That
Sounds
sounds fine to me. Yeah.
getting hungry. Uh, Mothman, Mothman ice cream is bitter black cocoa ice cream with raspberry jam streaks. So I saw a picture of it, and it indeed is a black. It's a black ice cream. Not much eye appeal, but I bet that tastes good too. Um, and then the Jersey Devil, of course. This is the best one. It's spicy barbecue flavor ice cream with a dash of caramelized hot honey. How about that?
I don't know about those. I think that would confuse my taste buds, I think.
I think, yeah, we'll stick to Bigfoot ice cream.
Yeah.
Bigfoot sounds a little bit like Moose Tracks ice cream.
Yeah, it
I don't
does. I
like
was going
Moose
to make that
Tracks. So,
comment. Yes. Yes.
all right. So we've reached the end of my segment of the show on all of the great stories from around the world this past week. That means it's time for What in the World of Sports with John DiNallo, right? Yeah, there's his logo right there. Okay, so longtime listeners of the show know that John and I go way back. We met in college. We were fraternity brothers. John knows more about sports than anybody I know, so he's the guy I depend on for finding some weird sports that fits in with our theme, real sport, sometimes strange, always funny. Every week, as you all know, John manages to come up with another great one, another weird sport, and he's got a good one this week. So, John, why don't you hit us with your sport?
Oh, sounds good, Paul. Thanks for the introduction. So, the name of our sport this week sounds something like being played by submarines, and that would be correct in a way. Let me explain. The sport is the Underwater Torpedo League, and it was developed in 2017 by the U.S. Marine Special Forces water survival instructors. Now, since the game is played while the contestants are submerged, this is definitely a submarine sport.
I'll give you a horn on that one. A submarine.
Well,
Okay.
well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
Tell
so
us more.
I will. The Underwater Torpedo League, or the UTL, is now both a competitive sport and it's a way of teaching people water confidence, safety, and fun all at the same time. Competitors can be at all different skill levels, ranging from non swimmers to, believe it or not, Olympic athletes.
Wow.
Underwater torpedo is similar to water polo, but it is played at the deepest end of a pool. The torpedo is actually a 11-ounce rubber torpedo-shaped pool toy, and the object is to move the torpedo underwater and then place it in the opposing team's goal. Once that is done, that records 1 point. Then the scoring throws the torpedo to the opponent, and it's splashing start all over again. And don't forget, all this takes place within 13 feet underwater.
13 feet underwater. It's a boy. It doesn't look like it looks like a rough sport to begin with, and you're 13 feet underwater. Besides that,
Exactly. Now, when one team scores 5 points, that's a match, and when a team wins 2 out of 3 matches, that's the game.
oh,
Now, while the rules are simple, underwater torpedo can be exhausting. Players are allowed to block for the torpedo carrier with a stiff arm. That's allowed. Players from the other team are allowed to the torpedo carrier backwards and or away from the goal. Goalkeepers are allowed to push, force, or swim torpedo carriers away from the goal. However, no one can hold, wrap, pull, or push players down and away from the surface. So that's another, again, a rule that has to be abided by. Now, no foul play is allowed. Now, this includes no kicking, punching, choking, single limb submissions, mask ripping, or pulling of any article of swimwear. So you have to, again, a little bit of decorum is involved here. Now, underwater torpedo has quickly grown from just a training exercise into a sport with 2 annual tournaments. Those tournaments are the Spring Open and the Aqua Bowl, where teams can compete in both rookie and pro divisions. So there's 2 divisions that the contestants are separated in, if you will.
Oh,
Okay, now, while the goal of the organizers of the Underwater Torpedo League is to make it an Olympic sport someday, that is a goal. The
wow.
most important benefits of this sport are learning water safety, confidence in oneself, deep end fitness, and also breathing techniques. So, in other words, having fun by not drowning.
That sounds like the way we would play it.
Well, yes, yeah. Yes, sad but true, Paul. That is right.
Wow. That looks like the most exhausting sport I have ever seen. And I thought water polo was.
No,
But
I mean, it's going to be very taxing on anyone, right?
oh,
And you have the goals, of course, of again scoring, right? You have to make sure that you can, try to outscore your opponent.
yeah.
And there's a lot of effort that's got to be put forth in this to make sure that your team can win. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and it's all you can't play above the water like water polo.
No,
Everything is done
it's all underwater. Yes, it's all
all
underwater.
underwater. Yeah, those pictures look. I bet that's much more exhausting than running backwards in high heels.
Sure, sure.
Wow. I did. That's just and the torpedo is just this little thing, barely a foot long, not quite a ruler, that they're somehow passing around and shoving each other, and the goal is tiny. That's, I can't believe. I don't know if any other countries would be interested in doing this. I think we're the only ones that are whatever word you want to call it.
Well, I mean, you have to figure it's the Marine Corps, right? So
exactly.
you got some athletes there. I mean,
You
yeah, sure.
you summed it right up there. That's it, John. It's the Marine Corps. So semper fi and don't drown. So great sport, John. As always, I thought
Thanks, Paul. Yeah.
listening to this, I thought I had never heard of a sport like this.
No,
But
I didn't. Prior to me doing the research on this, I had no idea that the sport even existed, quite honestly.
yeah, well, but I'm surprised you didn't remember way back while we were in college, there was one of the other fraternities brought up having a torpedo, underwater torpedo competition.
No, I don't remember that at all, really.
You blocked it out of your mind, and I can't blame you for this, but I happened to find some write-up on it and some pictures to go along with it to refresh your memory. So another fraternity, you know how it worked. Another fraternity challenged our frat to a game of underwater torpedo. So the older guys put John and I in charge. The younger guys, we had no idea what underwater torpedo was. So we talked about it for a while, and we decided that it must mean riding a torpedo underwater. So we got to work on some torpedoes. So here's me. I was more riding in the torpedo. This is a picture of
You're
me.
in the torpedo at that point, Paul.
I'm in the torpedo. Yeah, there's some of the frat guys wearing their ROTC uniforms, lowering me into the water to ride. John, on the other hand, John's much smarter than I am. John knew that it wasn't riding in a torpedo. He was riding on a torpedo. And I don't know where you found this torpedo, John, but you look like you're traveling pretty fast. John even found a jockey a uniform. He's wearing a jockey uniform on top of a torpedo, speeding away from a submarine that apparently is chasing.
I shouldn't have blocked this out of my memory, but wow, you got some evidence there. You got photographic proof of that. So
There you go. Well, now I can't believe you didn't remember that. Not only did we do this, maybe our buddy Dan down in South Carolina remembers that afterwards we saluted this event in our homecoming float. Here's our homecoming float here. I think that's John riding on a torpedo mounted on top of, looks like the frame of a Volkswagen as he drives through the
Oh my
desert portion.
gosh! Wow.
That's the desert portion of the homecoming parade.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
And where do I find these pictures of us color yet? You know, we were back at, you know, most of the pictures from when we were in college are that sepia tone stuff.
Yeah, that's a nice color picture there. Yeah.
Isn't it? I think that's from the Burning Man festival there. But anyways, okay. Well, super story, by the way, John. Again, thanks so much
Thanks,
for
Paul.
doing that.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
I think we have reached the end of what in the world of sports. That means it's time for everybody's favorite weird news game, Bluff the co-host. Every week, we get requests for Bluff the co-host. Real simple game. I have 3 stories similar to the ones we've been talking about all afternoon. One big difference: those stories were all real. And Bluff the co-host, the stories may be real, they may be a bluff, and it's up to John. We don't have Karen this week, but it's up to John and those of you playing at home. I'll play for Karen. So to decide real or bluff.
Okay.
Wagering is allowed, so place your bets. John, hands on the buzzer. Let's get the right story with number 1. You would think that the dollar store chain would allow any kind of emotional support animals in their stores because no matter how much they would eat, it's only going to be a few bucks worth. However, customers at a store in Alabama demanded that the management ban a man who shops there regularly with his emotional support cockroaches. He claims they calm his nerves from his fear of other people, and he has them trained to stay on his hat. But the other customers say it's creepy and unsanitary, even for a dollar store. There were actually enough complaints that a representative from the dollar store headquarters paid a visit to Alabama and decided in favor of the other customers and asked the man to leave. Then he issued a statement to all dollar stores that dollar stores bans all emotional support insects. Okay, so man says that cockroaches are his emotional support animal, and he has a right to take them with him into the dollar store, which the dollar store says no, and they banned all emotional support insects, including cockroaches. Real or bluff? John, we'll start with you.
You know, Paul, I have to think this is a bluff because I don't know of anyone who's been able to harness cockroaches or have cockroaches be in a person can be in control of a cockroach. I just find that to be preposterous. I just don't understand how that could be. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
wow,
say it's a bluff.
preposterous. All right, big word for the week. Okay, so John doesn't believe that cockroaches could be trained. Do you believe that they could be emotional support animals?
I guess they could be. I guess that's possible, Paul.
Well,
I
that's
never
not
really thought about it.
preposterous.
I never really thought about it too much, but I guess that's possible, right?
Okay, well, if Karen were here, she'd probably say, that's so unbelievable, it's got to be a bluff. That's what I'm saying, predicting. So let's see. John says it's a bluff. Karen says it's a bluff. We check with the judges, and the judges say, congratulations to both of you. That is a bluff.
All right. That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Karen and myself. That's good.
Emotional support cockroaches. That is preposterous, John. Thanks for the work. Okay. All right. So the score is 1-1. John against the imaginary Karen. Let's see if this continues to story number 2. The Swatch watch company's plastic banded timepieces were really popular in the 1980s and the 1990s, but sales have been down ever since. So the Swatch company is trying to appeal to their older former customers by offering a swatch that helps keep your brain healthy. It's called the Swatch Pictos, which is Swatch spelled backwards, because the numbers on the face of the watch are in the opposite position from a regular watch. Swiss doctors found that reading things backwards or upside down helps stimulate brain activity. And Swatch feels that the Hiktos will be the watch that keeps your mind in shape, just like those watches that count your steps. Keep your body in shape. The Hiktos, HCTAWS, watch spelled backwards, are available in Swiss stores now and are expected in the US in time for Christmas. Okay, so John, this is the Swatch company. You remember those swatches? Everybody
Sure.
swatch. I had a
Sure.
swatch. I'm sure you had a swatch.
Sure.
Then they disappeared. They're trying to come back with a swatch where all of the face is backwards and upside down to help stimulate your memory by figuring out what time it really is, real or bluff.
I'm going to have to say this is a bluff also. It seems too involved. I mean, it seems a lot of conditions going on here in this story. So I'm going to say it's a bluff, Paul. I'm going to say it's a bluff.
Okay, John says it's a bluff. Not even qualified for preposterous. It's just too
Just a bluff.
convoluted. I
Yes,
think you would
convoluted.
say.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's a good
too
word. That's a
convoluted.
good word.
Okay. Karen, on the other hand, would say she'd be looking forward to having a new swatch, no matter what the face looks like. So she'd say it's a real story. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say, congratulations go to John. It is too convoluted. Sorry.
Oh, very good. Okay,
Wow,
good.
how
Makes
about
me
that?
feel good. That's good. No offense to Karen on this one, but yeah. Okay.
I think they still sell swatches, so I'm sure Karen can
Yeah, I
get
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that means the score's 2-1. John's ahead, but points are doubled in round number 3. Karen could come right back. So let's see how she does here and how John does. Story number 3. Seinfeld's George Costanza was famous for pretending to be a marine biologist, and this sounds like a story that he would tell. A real marine biologist on the Pacific island of New Caledonia couldn't believe his eyes when his underwater camera recorded 3 leopard sharks, 2 males and a female, having some kinky sex that humans would call a menage a trois. This is the first time anyone has ever seen these endangered leopard sharks enjoying a threesome, and biologists suspect it was because of the scarcity of female sharks in the area. Like their human counterparts, the male sharks were finished in under a minute, which disappointed the biologist who was hoping to turn the video into a movie called Menage a Sharknado. Okay, so the marine biologist claims he saw 3 sharks in a menage a trois, something that has never been seen in nature ever. Real or bluff? John, we'll start with you and finish with you, I think.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say I'm going to go on a limb on this one. I'm going to say it's a real story. It's so outlandish. It's got to be real.
Okay. So there's a fine line between outlandish and really outlandish, I guess.
In my world, yes, Paul.
All right. So John says the Menage a Sharknado is a real story. Karen, Karen by this time is so frustrated, she'll say, I agree with John. So let's check with the judges. Both of you say it's a real story, and the judges say, believe it or not, that is a real story, and you can see the video on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's not very kinky, it's just 3 sharks bumping.
It's just nature, right? That's the best way to describe it, I guess, Paul. Just say it's
not
nature.
as scary as the Jaws movie. So
okay.
All right. Well, we've reached the end of another What in the World. I want to thank Karen Hale, even though she's not here, but she's working behind the scenes to make sure we are recording this for you. Thank you, as always, for everything she does for our show. Go visit newclevelandradio.net, find out more about our podcast, all the great podcasts Karen has, and also Yes I Can Coaching, which is our sponsor and also a great coaching service that Karen provides. Then I'd also like to thank my old buddy John DiNallo for being our co-host, color commentator, host of What in the World of Sports, all around good guy, puts up with me every week and keeps coming back for more. Thanks again, John.
Oh, Paul, it's always my pleasure to participate in all aspects of the show. I mean, it keeps me going, actually. So
There you go.
appreciate that very much. Thanks.
Love that. And I hope that it keeps everybody going, because that's the reason why we do this show. So we want to thank all of our listeners out there, wherever you are in the United States, around the world, Cleveland, you name it. If you're in outer space, I think aliens sometimes tune into our show. We thank you for listening every week. Please let us know. Contact me on Facebook, like us on or follow us on YouTube. Send Karen a message through newclevelandradio.net. You can send me a message on my website, paulseaburn.com. All those things. But we love hearing from you. As I mentioned before, we like to promote our fans, and if you send us something cool, we'll definitely put it on the podcast. We will be back on Tuesday next week, and then we'll have some information on some time that we're all taking off after that. So we haven't worked out all the details yet, but by next Tuesday we'll have all of that finalized. So thanks once again. Thank you, Karen, wherever you are. Thanks, John, and we'll see all of you next week.
You're welcome, Paul. We'll see everyone next week, and have a good week.